day with laughs that hit. Coffee's hot, the jokes are prime. Coffee with catfish, morning time. Brew the fun, take a seat. Our daily chuckles can't be beat. Funny moments, sip by sip. Join us now, don't let it slip.
Good morning, the time is 10:26 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 27th of August 2025, and of course, that's the 28th for my friends on the other side of the planet there, my friends in Australia, all over that beautiful continent. Say hello to everyone there. But you know I like to say it, that city is Melbourne! I can't believe how you folks represent. You're amazing. You're all amazing, folks, not just the folks from Australia. Every one of you is absolutely amazing. And how do I know that? These groups were nothing until you got here. They're now amazing. And, and of course I know you're you, because who else would you be? You might be wondering who I am if you've never watched one of these videos before. My name's Lee. I'm the guy who started the group while I thought it was funny. That group was so funny, we started it twice, friends. And it's kind of good that we did, because we lost the main group for a while, but we got it back. And we are just surging in members. It's crazy. I think we're at about 848,000 members between the two groups. Incredible. Maybe we'll hit 1 million, friends. I'm just gonna cross my fingers. If we do, it's only because we're funny, and we're only funny because of you. Thanks for making these groups just unbelievably amazing. Now, I should warn you, if you're playing one of these drinking games where you have a drink every time I say friends or amazing, somebody's going to get alcohol poisoning. So stop it. It's irresponsible. I'll also try to control that. I repeat a lot of the same words. It's dumb, but I am a creature of habit. Sometimes bad habit, sometimes good habit. So that's me, and thank you for putting up with that little bit there, that little aside. You all rock, and that's really what I was trying to say. So, do you have anything planned today? Anything going on in your lives? I'd really like to hear about your day. I'd love to hear about yesterday. I'd love to hear about what you're doing tomorrow. Why don't you leave a comment on today's video? Any one of you with any little bit, any tidbit from your life that you would like to share. I would absolutely like to hear it. I'd like to flesh out these videos with some more interesting stuff. And you are interesting. You may not feel interesting, but you're interesting to people that live a different life than you. You know why? Because what you find may be monotonous and boring, somebody might find pretty cool. Share something. Share something about your pets, your home, or your city or town, your country. Are there any cool landmarks in your city, town, country around you? Something that maybe people don't know about, but is really neat. I'd love to hear about that. Do you have a cool job? Are you making something? Do you make models? Do you knit? Do you crochet? Are you into archery? Are you an astronaut? I want to know a little bit about you. Only share what you're comfortable sharing, of course. We're not trying to pry, but we'd really love to make this funniest city on the internet. That's what we are, the funniest city on the internet, friends. We want to make it the friendliest city on the internet too while we're at it. And the way we can do that is learning about each other, or at least a few of you. I'd love to feature one of you every week if possible. But right now I'd be featuring the same two people. I want to open that up a bit. So, folks, I want to hear about you. I'm going to tell you what I did yesterday. Yesterday, I had kind of a lazy day. I did some laundry during the morning. It was very hot here. Well, for our where we are, it's very hot, and so we didn't go too much. Once Wendy was done work, we went get some groceries real quick. We went and visited her dad. He's in a long care facility, and a long care health facility, I think you call that. And we went to visit him. He was in really good spirits. Wendy's cousin Cheryl was there. She's a awesome person. Really funny, really smart. It's great to have her there too. Wendy's dad he was happy. He was smiling. He was laughing, and his color will look great. So you don't know him. I know that, but I'm just saying that's what he did yesterday. After that, we came home, watched a bit of YouTube together, and so I think we watched some Cops on streaming on Plex, and then Wendy eventually went to bed. Oh, had a great dinner. We did go to Costco. We bought one of the rotisserie chickens. Wendy made a fantastic chicken sandwich. chicken sandwiches for dinner. Now, chicken sandwiches now sound like the greatest dinner. These were fantastic. Really, really good dinner last night. So that's mostly what I did yesterday. And when he went to bed, I hung out. I watched some YouTube. I watched a couple of different documentaries too. Oh, I also worked. Sorry, there was stuff I did yesterday that continued in today. You know, this little backdrop there. You know, coffee time with Lee and Wednesday. I have one for each of the days of the week. I didn't like the way the other video looked. It didn't have consistency with other graphics that I'm using. Oh, I don't use a lot of graphics, but there were some differences. I wanted to change up the text. I really like the text that I used in there. It's the same text that I used for the intro to these. And I updated those too. I did those this morning, just putzing around, avoiding recording the video, I guess. So made a few little changes. And it's just mostly just with the font and the text and the way I did some fancy stuff, what I consider fancy stuff on the text. And you know, I'll throw up like blah. No, I'll toss up the video for not the video, but the image for, I guess, today's date, Wednesday. I'll put that up in front of you. You can see what I'm talking about. It's not super fancy, but it took some work. So I did that last night, and then I also found a way to compress some of those videos, because those, like, that's a half-hour running loop of just that coffee being poured into those cups. It was 2.4 gigabytes, and I had 7 of those. That's big, right? It's big for what it is, and they're 30 minutes long. So I found a way where I could compress those down, and that took a while too, but it made those much smaller, like a quarter of the size, because there's not a lot happening there, right? It's just a loop going on in the background. So I did that, and it worked a little bit, yesterday evening after Wendy went to bed, and I did work on that a little bit more this morning, because, well, I want it to look good, or as good as I can get it to look. So that's what I did yesterday. That's what I did this morning. And then, of course, I started recording the videos. I had to find a bunch of jokes, and then I recorded my jokes video. I always do that before I do the rest of the video, because I like to have it ready when I get everything else done, and then I can just slot it right in. So I did that, and I also posted the jokes video early to YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I do post it there every day, usually after I post the main video. But since I was kind of putzing and I already had that done, I thought, well, we'll get that done. We'll post that. So that's what I did up until now when we're recording this video here. I didn't go to the movie yesterday. Like I said, I was thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it today. Why? Because that dumb Naked Gun movie is so fun. It really is. It's kind of like a pure kind of fun. In my opinion, there's a little bit of slapstick, plays on word. It's just funny, and I enjoyed it so much, and it was a nice escape. It really was. It was a fantastic escape. So I'm still thinking about doing that. Maybe I can talk my buddy Mitch into going if he's not working, because he's on call today. My buddy Mitch, he's a hardworking guy, but he works as a dishwasher. Nothing wrong there. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that job. There isn't. Whatever job you do is important, because that job needs to be done, my friend. It's not that. It's just that he's on call one day a week as a dishwasher. I think that's weird. I mean, doctors are on call. I didn't know a dishwasher was on call. Mind you, it's a very busy and very good restaurant that he works for. So it could be just the fact that they're so busy and he's offered to be on call. Because Mitch is that kind of guy. He's a hardworking guy, real nice guy. Anyways, if he wants to go to the movie, there's a chance that I might do it. I don't know, you know, I get a little nervous about going to movies, because I don't like when people talk in movies. I don't like when people bring up their phone, and I'm the kind of guy who's going to say something, and one of these days I'm going to say something to the wrong person, for the right reason, but to the wrong person. I'm going to walk out of the movie theater and get snot beat out of me, because I can't keep my mouth shut. It wouldn't mean I'm wrong. Just means I got beat up. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. It's never happened. I live in Canada. It's not as common, but it happens. Humans are humans, right? And I can be very opinionated at times. Like, I paid to see a movie. I didn't pay to see you on your phone. I didn't pay to hear you talking to so-and-so about what you're doing. We're here to see a movie. So that's one of the reasons why I don't go to movies a lot, because it really pisses me off, and I just can't not say something. Better than throwing something, I guess. But I might do that. I'm really, really thinking about seeing that movie again. And if you haven't seen it, it's been out for a while. It's probably going to be on streaming soon. But if you want to go to see a movie in the theater, you know, get that theater experience, and you want a good laugh, it's probably still playing somewhere near you. At least if you're in North America. I don't know about the international. And by North America, I'm sorry, Mexico. I mean Canada, U.S. I mean, no disrespect to anyone in Mexico. It's just I don't know. it's just a bad habit. In Canada and US, it is still playing in theaters. Of course, it's moving from the main theater down to those a little bit older theaters. Go check it out if you can. But if not, it's going to come out on streaming. And if that's your kind of humor, I think you're going to like it. I loved it. Like I said, I don't like going to movies in the theater because of reasons. And I'm really considering going to see this movie for a second time. Oh, and speaking of movies, tomorrow, Wendy and I are going to see Jaws. That's right, the original Jaws. It is being released in theaters for its 50th anniversary. And we saw it on its 45th anniversary. And I also own it on 4K. I own it on 4K twice. I have the 45th anniversary, and I bought the 50th anniversary Steelbook version. Can you tell I love the movie? It's Wendy's favorite movie. It's definitely one of my top 2 or 3 favorite movies, and at times it's absolutely my favorite movie. It's just the way things move down. Very good friend of mine, Aaron Goulbert, who's a fantastic artist. He's the artist behind and the creator of Blockheads. Really great stuff. I'll show a picture of my Blockheads if I remember. I've got bad memory, but they're behind me too. But I'll try to show a picture right now if I remember. And check out Blockheads. But anyways, Aaron, his birthday every year in August, he sits down and watches Jaws. That's a birthday tradition. And what a great tradition. Celebrate your birthday with an amazing movie. One of the greatest movies ever. So Jaws, we're going to go see Jaws tomorrow. And it's, I can quote the text, like I can quote the lines of the movie, and I don't have that kind of memory, but I can for Jaws. Yes, I've seen it that many times, but also it's that good. Absolute classic. Looking forward to that. Now, I should also mention something else. Friday, I might not have a video because Wendy and I are going to be going for a road trip to Drumheller. Now, if we go for that road trip, we're probably going to the road trip. If it is ridiculously hot, we might not. And when I say ridiculously hot, that's, relative to where I live. So, if it's ridiculously hot, there's a chance we might not be going, but there's a very good chance we're going because it's a beautiful, beautiful area, really wild looking, and at the same time, it's a great little road trip. There's some ghost towns near there that we frequent. There's one of the greatest, probably the greatest paleontology museums in the world, the Royal Tyrrell Museum, and it's just a great experience. And it's not far. It's like an hour. It's maybe an hour and a half from here. Also, Gail Countaway, our co-admin on these groups, she and I think her nephew. Now, I'm sorry, Gail, if I'm misremembering. I'm just pulling this out of the ether, as opposed to other places where I can pull things. I believe that she's going with her nephew. I think it's her nephew, but they're going on Friday. Also, maybe if the timing's right, maybe we'll meet up or something like that. That would be kind of cool. I did give Gail some information on some ghost towns, and apparently she's delivering on ghost towning, so it's something that she'd be really interested in. It's a really, really cool place. It's what we call the Badlands. Looks a lot like if you ever watched Bugs Bunny cartoons, Warner Brother cartoons, the Roadrunner and the Coyote. Reminds me of that kind of scenery, actually. Something called the Hoodoos. You can look those up. Yes, once again, it's Drumheller and area. It's the Canadian Badlands. So that's what we're probably doing Friday, so there may not be a video. Maybe if I remember, if I get my crap together, I'll do some jokes tomorrow and then release them on Friday morning, so at least we have something. I don't like leaving you without a video if I can do something to make sure we have one. So that's what's going on. Now, I want to hear about your life. I really do. And as I said, I want you to just drop a comment on today's video, tomorrow's video, yesterday's video. Comment on these videos, and please let me know what's up in your life. But if you don't want to do that, please hit like, the happy face, the sad face, the laughing, any kind of reaction. Those little reactions, I want to know because it helps you gauge who's watching this video. Because I don't think there's very many people watching. If you watch and never comment, please hit the reaction button, whatever reaction you want. I mean, I'll take a reaction as a reaction. I just kind of gauging who's here. If anyone. I know we have a small group of people that are here every day, and I appreciate you so very much. But I still would love it if you could hit that reaction button. And even if you are one of those folks like Rose or my buddy Corey or Michelle or Gail or my beautiful, wonderful wife Wendy, if you could hit that reaction button, or my mom, hi mom, please hit that reaction button. It lets me know who's watching. That's if you want to leave a comment, that's even better. But if you don't want to leave a comment, you don't want to take the time, that reaction button will do it. It'll do the job for me. I heard from Gail Countaway, once again, that's my co-admin here. So she had recently got a horrible, bad flat tire. Let me bring this picture up here. Look at that. That's freaking terrible. A great big chunk of metal. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. See that? So that's what she got home to find in her tire. So really bad. So she brought it into the tire center where she had got her tires originally, hoping that maybe she'd get it repaired or whatever. All taken care of, under warranty, didn't cost her a penny. Well, I mean, it cost her a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears probably worrying about it. But in the end, it was repaired, or I don't remember if it was repaired or replaced. But anyways, she got her tire taken care of, and it was within warranty and no charge. Fantastic. Glad to hear that, Gail. Really looking forward to hear, like, if we don't run into you in Drumheller, I'm really looking forward to hearing about how much you liked it or how much you disliked it. I can't tell for sure. I think you're gonna love it though. I don't think you've been there. I think that's what you said, and I could be wrong, but I'm wrong on a lot of things. So looking forward to either seeing you there or hearing about your experience in Drumheller. So Wendy and I absolutely love it. Hope you go to Rowley and Dorothy, especially Rowley. Dorothy's much closer, or a little closer to Drumheller. That's one of the ghost towns. But Rowley is, it's got most of the town left. But the nice thing about Dorothy is you can walk right into the two churches that are there. There's also a settler's cabin or a miner's cabin. Not sure which one you want to call it. But basically a cabin that somebody might live on the prairies of Canada back in the day. And you can go right in there too. It's kind of neat. So there's benefits to both. I said, Rowley, though, if you want photos of a ghost town, that's where you want to go. It's absolutely incredible. There's been some movies filmed there, and it's kind of cool. So if I don't have a video on Friday, that's why. If it's just jokes, which it'll probably be at least the jokes, hopefully, that's also why. But you can guarantee I'll be talking about it in the next video after that. And if I don't do one on Friday, there's a chance I might do one on Saturday. I don't want to say for sure, because I don't want to lie to you if I wake up and I feel like I got run over by the old age truck on Saturday because of our, sitting in the car from driving around so much. But there's a chance I'll do a video on Saturday if I don't do one on Friday. And if I do one on Saturday, there will definitely be photos, and I'll talk to you about Drumheller, my friends. So that's what's going on. Once again, let's hear about you. Let's hear from you, your dog, your cat. Let's, tell us about your pet. Tell us about your, tell us about your bicycle. Tell me about your pet, your plants. I just want to hear a little bit about you. Whatever you want to share, whatever you feel comfortable sharing. If it seems a little out of sync, I am just sort of adding this in after I recorded everything else, but I thought I'd share something with you. If you want to know something about me, I have said that, yes, I worked for Petland before. That was a pet store in Canada, a chain of pet stores in Canada, and actually they're international now. They're not just Canada, United States, which technically makes you international, but they are all over the world. I worked for that company for a long time. I no longer work for a pet store. I probably never will work for a pet store ever again. Not because of anything bad that happened. Just my mindset's changed in life, that's all. I'm not being political or anything, I'm just saying. But that said, I had a great time when I used to work there. And I did learn a lot of things. And I had an amazing aquarium. And it was very well planted. I don't have an aquarium anymore. I haven't had an aquarium for about 6-7 years. I love the hobby, but I wasn't paying enough attention, and I had stupidly placed a new aquarium in the wrong place, and I didn't get a chance to really, enjoy it. So, while I'm no longer an aquariumist, I used to be, and I used to have, as I said, a beautiful planted aquarium. We had a TV show here. It was called The Pet Guys, and it was sponsored by Petland, that company that I worked for, and they had a segment called Critter Care, which they would have every week, and it would be on a different little bit of caring for your pets and such. Well, they had a segment on planted aquariums, and they came to my house. The person in the video with me interviewing me is Rob Church, a really cool guy, and yeah, I'm gonna play that for you here. Hopefully I don't hit any copyright snags or anything. I don't think I will. So if this part of the video goes black or is silent or whatever, let me know. It just means I got hit with a copyright thing. So I'm gonna play it. It's not really funny, but it's just showing me when I had hair too. Well, not a lot of hair, but I had a lot compared to this. And if you're wondering what I'm wearing, that's kind of what I wore as a manager there. So this is in my house, and this is taken, I think, about 2005 or 2006. So it's a long time ago. So I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna play that. Hopefully you enjoy it. I'd love to hear some comments on it.
Well, this week on Critter Care, we've hooked up with Lee Kempster. He's one of our managers over at Petland, and he's invited us into his home to take a look at his aquarium. He's got a beautiful tank here. Lee, how big is the tank, and how long has it been set up for?
Well, it's a 55-gallon tank. It's been set up for about a year and a half.
And you've got it's really well planted, and that's one of the things that we want to touch on here today is how to best keep aquarium plants in a home, because it's something that I've always had a lot of challenges with. So tell me, tell us a little bit about the gravel and the lighting and what you do to supplement the tank.
Well, with any planted tank, I think one of the most important things is a good gravel base, about 1 pound of gravel per gallon of tank, and good lighting. I've got 2 bulbs on here. One is a Coralife bulb, which I think is more for color, and then a Floralife bulb, which is actually for the plants, kind of reproduces sunlight.
And you can really see that it really brings out the colors in the fish, and it really shows off, and the plants really seem to just be driving up towards the light. And what do you supplement with? Because you need to supplement, don't you?
Yes, I supplement actually with a carbon-based product called Flourish, which helps the plants create oxygen and energy. And then I also have an iron supplement, which is for the South American plants. Any red plant should have iron anyways. And I guess there's a lot more iron in the Amazon basin.
That's what I've heard, is that any of the swords, anything from the Amazon needs an iron supplement in there. And so with a good gravel base, good lighting, and some supplementation, your plant should do quite well. Tell us a little bit about the different plants that you have in here. There's three main ones that you have.
Sure, I've got some Amazon swords in the back. Mm-hmm. I've got some Java fern in a couple of spots here. They're spontaneously growing. And then I've got the Anubias, as I've mentioned.
And it's one of the toughest plants, one of the only plants that I've had any success at growing. And it looks like the one back there is just getting ready to flower for us as well.
Yeah, this one here flowered earlier this year and actually pushed the lid of the tank off.
Nice. Yeah. And tell us a little bit about the fish that we have in here too, just while we're on the topic.
Well, I've got a collection of barbs, tetras, a couple of obscure little cichlids. The barbs here, these are mascara barbs. They eat hair algae, which no other fish I've found will eat it, and it's a really bad thing to have in your tank. And then I've got some yo-yo loaches. They'll go around and eat any snails, which you will get with plants.
Right, of course.
And I got these little shell-dwelling cichlids.
And these little shrimps here, are they shrimps or crayfish or what are they?
Those are shrimp. Those are flower shrimp. They're from Singapore, or so I've been told, and they're great at filtering out particulates in your water.
I've seen them with the little fan. They get little fan hands out.
Yeah, they bring it towards them.
Yeah, just how we should all eat, right? Okay, well that's great. And as you can see, they're really good eaters too. You feed them a good variety of foods.
Oh, yes. 4 or 5 different foods: flakes, pellets, vegetable-based, and some insect-based foods.
All right. Well, thanks for letting us snoop around your home today. Lee Kempster from Petland, and that's it for me, Robert Church, for Critter Care here on Shaw.
It's kind of weird, eh? You having a bit of hair. I hope you found that interesting. I was really proud of that aquarium. I thought it looked beautiful. Some issues happened, technical issues happened with equipment that I bought that broke down, and that was one of the reasons why that tank, I got rid of that tank. I got so frustrated. But it was a beautiful tank that lasted for easily like 6 or 7 years and almost maintenance free. So I hope you enjoyed that little bit. Now back to your regularly programmed viewing. Speaking of sharing, I've got some funny posts that I want to share with you. Now, these were shared, let's say shared one more time. These were shared by some great members like you. We've got one from Lawrence, Runel, Brion. It's Lawrence, Runel, Brion. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And the second one is from Louise Howard Jones. These made me laugh really hard, and that's all it takes to get your post featured here. So let me bring them up. Just going to be a second here. First one I'm going to bring up is Lawrence's post. That's Lawrence Runel Brion. I've seen this before a long time ago, right? But it is funny. I still find it funny. I think it's hilarious, actually. What an image. I don't know if I've seen it in the group before. I've just seen it in passing in life. Lawrence, I appreciate that. Thank you for making me laugh. Now, once again, the next one is from Louise Howard Jones. Bringing that up right away. I think that's funny. Speaking of coffee cups, why don't you check out our store? Grab yourself one of these coffee cups. I thought it was funny.com. I had to take the moment to throw that in there. Thank you very much, Louise. Thank you very much, Lawrence. Thank you to everybody for all your funny posts, folks. That's why there's 848,000 people here. It's not because I'm funny. It's because we're funny, and we're funny because of all those amazing posts. It's why we are, and say it with me, the funniest city on the internet. Population us. There'd be no point coming here and hanging out and hitting that join button if it wasn't funny. And you've made it that, my friends. So we got here, and you know what? Speaking of funny, I hope you find these funny. What? The bad joke! What do you get from dwarf cows? Condensed milk. What do you call a sad berry? A blueberry. What do you call it when you mix classic American literature with alcohol? Tequila mockingbird. I dig. You dig. He digs. She digs. We dig. They dig. It's not a very long poem, but it sure is deep. For the last 5 years, every morning I announce that I'm going for a jog, but I don't. It's my longest running joke. 5 simple jokes. I got all 5 of them today from, once again, I'm going back to the well, at Dad Says Jokes and their book, Dad Jokes, the cheesy edition. I am just about done. I'm like in the last 2 pages, I think. This is the 3rd joke book from at Dad Says Jokes, and they're on Instagram and on Facebook, of course. There are probably other places, but those places for sure you can find their stuff. I'd say go and subscribe. You know, if you do looking up, it's Dad Says Jokes, like all one word, and it's a cartoon guy in a white shirt, kind of sitting like this, whatever, a dad kind of character. I'm not affiliated with them, honestly. I don't get paid by them. I don't even think they know I exist. But I have shared so many of their jokes that I've got to thank them. You should show your sources. If you don't show your sources and you know your sources, you're stealing, friends. You know, and that reminds me, I want to tell your jokes too. Why don't you send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. That's jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. And if I use your joke or jokes, I'm going to give you credit, just like I'm giving the folks here at Dad Says Jokes credit, just like I give my buddy Dave Knapp credit when he sends in jokes, and Dave sends in a lot of jokes, my friends. Very appreciated. I'll give you credit too. I'm not going to steal your joke. I'm gonna let the world know that you handed me those jokes. You sent those jokes in. You made them laugh. Let's do it, folks. Send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny. And if you want to do something even more cool, completely optional, why don't you take a moment and record yourself telling the joke on your phone, on your webcam. It can be video, it can be audio. You know, if you send me a cassette or a VHS video cassette, I would make that work. I know I'd make a bit of a production, a little video of me converting and all that for reasons, but I think that would be amazing. I dare you to do that, my friends. Heck, I double dog dare you to send in a joke or jokes. Send all of that to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. All right, you know, I didn't do it yesterday because it was such a short video, and I don't know if today's a long video or not anyways, but I do have a fantastic little store. And it's nobody's going to it. Nobody's buying stuff. That's not true. I've got a couple of people that have gone there. Rose Glad visited our store. She got herself a fantastic tote bag. We offer those tote bags. And according to Rose, those tote bags are not only good for books and groceries. As you can see from that picture, they're great for hauling around your rubber chickens. Come on, folks, that's funny. If you know slapstick comedy, especially slapstick comedy from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, there's always a rubber chicken involved. Well, it's still funny, friends, and those rubber chickens are really funny. They are dog toys. You squeeze them down and you let them go. They make this horrible noise. Sorry for that, but they do. They make this kind of terrible noise. I used to work for pet stores, my friends. I worked for Petland Canada for many, many years. And we'd often have what you call a dump bin of those. And once in a while, one of us, myself, one of my other staff members would walk by and just push all the way down on that dump bin. Because when you release it and they inhale, and they've got foam in them to re-expand, this cacophony of it kind of sounded like an attack of vuvuzelas, if you know what a vuvuzela is. Always made me laugh. I don't do it anymore because I don't work in a pet store, and I don't want to drive the folks that do work in the pet stores nuts. But that always made me laugh. Folks, check out our store. I'm going to run that. I know I took a lot more time than I do anyways with that stupid little story. But it's funny. It's funny because it's Rose Glad made me laugh. And we're all about laughing, right? But speaking of that, check out our store, folks. Not a lot of you have, and it would really help us if you did. And I promise you, these products are really good quality. That's a coffee cup. It's a nice 15-ounce coffee cup. Our t-shirts are fantastic. People stop me. They really do. When I'm walking through the mall or if I'm just walking on the street, people stop me, ask me about the shirt. And when they're talking to me, we've got a little QR code in the corner. I said, you know, it's a great little group. It's all about laughing. Scan that with your phone. They go, they join. I've had about over a dozen people join so far. Check out our store. Maybe there's something you're going to like. If you do purchase anything, I'd love to see a photo of you, you know, with that coffee cup, with the t-shirt, whatever it might be. Send it in, show us how you represent. So we're going to run that commercial. I'm going to stop talking. I apologize. We're going to come right back. We're going to talk about how amazing you are.
Want to help us out and look good at the same time? Head over to store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com where we've got t-shirts, hoodies, 3/4 sleeve rock shirts, we got coffee cups, we've got to-go cups, we've got stickers. Check it out today, folks. That's store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com.
Is there anybody out there? Are you still there? Thanks for watching that. Thanks for listening to my little spiel. I really appreciate it, my friends. But you know what I really appreciate? I appreciate you. Every single one of you. Every single post. Whether we can use it or not. We can't use every post. But we do appreciate that you take the time to send in what you consider funny. I said it earlier. You're what makes this group amazing. Therefore, we know you're amazing, my friends. I can't believe just how successful we've been. I mean, it's been rocky. We've had the group stolen. We've had the group shut down, suspended for, well, it was only a few hours. We lost the group as it had stolen for several months. It went from February 21st, I believe, till April 1st. In fact, when I got it back on April 1st, I didn't believe it because it was, you know, April Fool's Day, right? But it's been a rocky ride, but it's been an amazing ride, and it's just getting better. We're just getting better because you folks keep sharing that funny stuff, and you keep making us, you make us better and funnier every day. Hundreds of thousands of people every day come here to find their funny, and that's because of you. Keep them coming in, folks. Let's keep growing. I'm going to be here again. Well, you know, I'm not sure 100% when the next video is going to be, but it won't be long. But I'm here every day, my friends. I'm going to see you again soon. All the love.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny.